You're listening to the Fortnite Community Podcast with your hosts, TwoLoud TX and Nolxero.
What up, and welcome to another episode of the Fortnite Community Podcast. Here we are, once again, Nolxero, another round, another time that we are diving in for some Fortnite and Battle Royale again this week. I know we've been saying we're going to do a Fortnite Save the World podcast, but we've been a little busy landing at the Tilted Towers.
Yeah, a lot. It's actually, I think they should change the name of that. It's really crazy because Epic added a game mode in BR, and it's called Team Deathmatch, which is Tilted Towers. Then you actually go to the West, and you can play soccer after your Team Deathmatch if you can win the Team Deathmatch in Tilted Towers.
Yeah.
So they have, a good variety going right now.
Yeah.
A couple different game modes in the inside a game mode. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually I got some ideas I think I want to talk about for Tilted Towers as well. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying your week of Fortnite and the big update that came out. This episode,
How could you not be?
Yeah, I don't know, but you better be. And if you're not, you need to go to sleep and then wake up and try again because it's amazing. But this show is brought to you by Glomtom, glomtom.com. Use the code Fortnite for 5% off. And trust me, as you get a little tilted in the towers, the Glomtom will help you. You calm down and get your game together. So go check that out, glomtom.com. Thank you so much to those guys over there for being our sponsor. And then also, guys, like I said, next week we'll read some more iTunes reviews. So go shoot us an iTunes review. Really appreciate you guys and everything you've done. We've shot up to like 20-something reviews now already, Nolxero. So that's pretty good. And that's we're on our way.
You texted me the other day. I've been reading some really nice people out there saying some good things about us.
Really nice comment.
And I was like, great. I thought we sucked.
Yeah. So it's good to know we don't suck as much as we thought we did.
Right.
You did do something this week that you opened up to all the people in the Discord, so I want to go ahead and announce it here, and that is what you're managing, our PlayStation community. So
yep.
We have our PlayStation community out there, and how can they join that, Nolxero?
I believe you just have to search it on communities. You could always send me a message, and I can invite you through that. But yeah, the Fortnite Community Podcast, it's the same as the name of the show. Search it on PSN, you'll find it, and you can join. But like I said, if you cannot find it for whatever reason and you want to join, you can send me a message, and I can send you a direct invite to the community.
Yeah, so thank you.
It's open for everybody. I'll be checking it daily. That's a great way if you want to play with us on PS4. That's way better to do that than send us friend requests, because I have literally like 400 friend requests pending. So I can't guarantee I'll ever accept your friend request.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't love you. I just have a bunch of them, and I don't know who is who.
Mommy said don't talk to strangers.
Right.
But yeah, no, if you guys want to play with us, we've been playing with different people all week that have joined and that are in the Discord, so you can follow us. You can jump on our Discord as well, jump on our Twitter. We have a Discord link there. Or you can get in on the conversation, all the ridiculous memes and everything that's being passed around in there. Or you can join our PlayStation community as well and play with us. So just let us know. We'd love to play with you guys, and we'll play with as many as we can. So also wanted to say thank you. And last week I was reading a comment about how you can dismiss one of your daily quests or challenges in BR. We got a lot of feedback. There was one other person that I didn't mention that did give us feedback. So thank you, MPman11, for doing that. He actually left us a comment on our Podbean, said, very nice podcast. By the way, you can re-roll one BR challenge daily. All you have to do is abandon the one you don't want, and it will give you a new one per day. So thank you again. Thank you so much for that.
So you read that last week, and we hadn't tried it.
Right.
So now it's a definite, like, hey, thanks, guys, because we've tried it, we've used it, so really, really thank you. It saved us from having to go play solos when we're trying to group up and do duos or squads. Like we said, we're not against doing solos. It's just when you're getting on to play duos or squads, you want to play duos or squads. You don't have to go play solos.
So one thing we've seen a lot before we get away from that is the double challenge. Like we've seen the same challenge twice in the same day. So it's nice that you can abandon that challenge and get a new one, right? Like so you can have 2 different challenges if you want.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are experiencing that as well, but that's another good reason to use it. If you're like, hey, I want something else to do, another challenge to have besides the same one. Maybe I got, 2 of the place top 50 in solos again, and that's my daily and my battle, my battle pass challenge, and this will mix it up for you. So, and guys, we have a special guest with us today. We were gonna have a couple guys on. One guy ended up having some computer problems. So Jay Shreds, you're welcome back anytime your computer's fixed. But we do have a moderator from the Reddit, the official Reddit. We had Dr. Jew on a few weeks ago, and this week we have on TinyTimothy22. What's up, Tiny Timothy?
What's up? How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
It's going. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. We're happy to have you around and happy for you to come on the show. You have you were talking to Jay Shreds before the show, and he had some computer problems. So.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. He messaged me 10 minutes before and goes, "Hey, bad news. My computer stopped working." So kind of sucks, but he'll try to be on later, probably, like in the future, because he was excited for this too.
Jay, you are welcome back anytime, buddy, to come hang out with us. But today's the Tiny Tim show, man. It's time to show the world a little bit about a different side of the moderation, I guess, or kind of the same side as Dr. Jew, but kind of what you do and what's behind the doors for you over there at the Reddit. So, look, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this week's questions and time with our guest. Tim, give us a little background, man, of like your gaming history, kind of where you came from, what you grew up playing, and kind of, your road to getting where you are today.
I mean, I'm still super young compared to everyone. I'm 17.
Holy cow, wait a second. You're 17?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Jew was 19, and you're 17. You guys are like getting into like this modding community really super early.
Yeah, so I grew up playing the PS2 and the Wii. I played a lot of MVP Baseball 2005.
Wow.
Okay. Played that
All
a
right.
lot. Then I played the Wii and like Mario Kart with my family and stuff. Then for Christmas in like 2011, we got an Xbox 360. So I played Madden and Halo Reach that time.
Yeah.
And then played some FIFA. And then...
So you were in a lot of sports games. You really enjoyed sports games.
Yeah, I played a lot of sports, and so I liked playing the sports games.
So what got you? Anything get you into shooters? Did you jump into any shooters?
One of my friends from baseball, he played a lot of Call of Duty, so I would always go to his house and play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But I wasn't allowed to play it. And then I got Black Ops 2 during the summer of one of my summers, and that was fun. So I played a lot. I started playing more Call of Duty. Then we got whatever Call of Duty came after that.
So this is kind of a funny thing, Nolxero, because we grew up playing Halo, right? Like that's essentially like our prime time. And then you look at it, how the tables turned, and it was Call of Duty era, right? In Tim's cases. So it's really funny to see the different I guess monumental games, right, in the industry that kind of marked the place for those people and for our, the different age groups and different eras. So that's it's super interesting.
Well, Bungie, I mean, when they brought Halo, for us that was like people that didn't have PCs, because that was they were kind of expensive when we were kids.
Right.
Halo was like the first, like, oh, this is what it's like to play on a PC. This game is kind of like those PC games that you can't play.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely monumental, and I think the same way with Call of Duty, right, when it came out for the new era. So here you are, Tim. You're playing Call of Duty. You're playing all these other games. And I mean, how'd you get into like moderating on Reddit? Like, how did you get involved in that?
So I started with the Rocket League subreddit.
Okay.
So after Call of Duty, I started playing Rocket League on the Xbox One, and during late last year, like September, October, probably October and November, starting then, I started looking at the subreddit and being super active there. And then in April, I was made a mod on that subreddit, which has like 300,000 subs, I think.
Yeah, the game's a little popular. It's a little popular.
Yeah, just a little bit. So
It's one of my favorite games.
So I mod that subreddit, and then in about September, I started getting into Fortnite, the Battle Royale. And so I was just super active on that subreddit because the Rocket League subreddit's kind of stale.
Right.
There's not too much to do on there and to moderate. There aren't that many posts.
So what does like moderate mean? Like what are you actually doing as a moderator?
So for me, it's mostly, for most people on the mod team, it's just going through like the mod queue and approving or removing all the posts that pop up.
Okay.
And since we approve and remove every single post, there's quite a bit of stuff.
Which is still astounding to me that when you told us that, like,
yeah,
every post.
We get over 1,000 posts a day, so it's kind of nuts.
Man.
Now we have 8 moderators. Yeah, we have 8 moderators on our mod team after a couple people stepped down, and a lot of them are new.
Right.
We have 3 new people that are super active, and it's really helpful.
So a lot of modding is going through like the post, making sure the community's being nice to each other, healthy, or no one's like, not following the rules on a post, right? It's not a lot of like coding. Like for instance,
no. So that's mainly Dr. Jew.
Okay.
He does a lot of the CSS and like our banners and our background and just making the subreddit look nice.
Right.
That's mainly what he does, and then he doesn't do as much in terms of the mod queue.
I gotcha.
Which is fine because he does like all the CSS stuff. But all the other mods are active on the mod queue, and we try to have a relatively equal share. Like we don't want inactive mods, and we don't want. If one person is doing everything, then that's kind of bad.
So how do you fit this in with going to school and doing your daily stuff?
I go to school, I do my classes, I take relatively hard classes like APs and stuff.
Right.
Get straight A's. And then after I don't do as much mod queue as others. Because I'm like the head moderator, and I do enough, like 14%
right.
out of, because we have like the mod logs, and there's a handy like extension called mod toolbox.
Right.
And we can like generate a chart that shows like the percentages that everyone does. So I do about 13 to 14, so I'm like pulling my weight. But I also am super active on my phone and iPad when people need me.
I gotcha.
So
how much time does it take y'all to clear with 8 people? Well, really 7 if Dr. G's doing a lot of the other stuff. How much time does it take for you to clear out a queue of 1,000 so posts?
So we have a bot that one of my friends, he made a bot that auto reports the posts and that are fine, and then our auto moderator approves it. So that auto moderator does like 40% by himself. So outside of auto moderator, like the rest, I do 14% of the rest. But
so 14% for you. How long does it take you to get through your 14%?
A lot of the easy ones are fine, which are the text posts, because there aren't too many people that are making rule-breaking text posts. The biggest stuff are the promotion posts, because everyone's self-promoting, so we have to check if they follow our promotion guidelines, which is 10 contributions for every single promotion post.
So it's a good thing I comment, right? Because it's like, hey, listen to the
we want them to be
listen to the Fortnite Community Podcast, and then I have to go post and reply to everybody else on their post.
Yeah, we want them to be involved in the community instead of just self-promoting their own stuff.
Right. No, it completely makes sense. Yeah, that's a great rule to have.
Yeah, that's also Reddit site-wide rules too. So we kind of just like follow their site-wide rules.
Right. So yeah, you go to school during the day. You come home. I mean, you stay up pretty late. You have to go.
I go to bed at 10.
Okay. You gotta go back.
And
to school.
I play sports, work out.
Yeah. That's that. It sounds like you're a very busy 17-year-old guy, man. Mm-hmm. That and here you are trying to moderate probably the largest, if not one of the largest, current rolling games that's happening right now with Fortnite. So thank you for what you do and for helping the team keep going and lead them in the right direction. That's pretty cool, man. That's a really cool thing to be a part of, I think, especially at your age. So. Mm-hmm. What for you personally? What platform do you play Fortnite on? I mean, you do all this other stuff. Do you ever get time to play?
I do. I play enough to like. I mainly play with my friends. I play on the PC.
Okay.
I built a PC in July for Rocket League because I'm pretty good at that game, and Xbox was starting to kind of hold me back a little.
Yeah. That's why you got to have a PlayStation, but go ahead.
Okay. Console is holding me back. So I switched to PC. I still use a controller for Rocket League. All the pros use controllers, and it's just better for Rocket League.
Absolutely.
But I play keyboard and mouse. This is like my first keyboard and mouse shooter for Fortnite. So my aim is it's getting there. But I like building, mainly buildings.
Yeah.
I like doing that. But I play enough Rocket League to stay the highest rank in the game. Because I like play against pros and stuff.
All right. And have a little Rocket League challenge coming on here, Nolxero. What do you think?
Yeah, I love it. Man, that tells you one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
And then for Fortnite, I mainly just play with my friends, probably like an hour a day, maybe 2 hours. If I have time. Really depends. Some days I'll play none. Some days I'll play.
Will you complete the battle pass this season?
I haven't bought the battle pass. Yeah.
I think we need to edit that part out.
Yeah. I'm thinking of buying it next season.
All right.
Because it's free and the game is free, and I've played it way too much than for free. So
Don't worry, me and Troy bought enough skins, especially Troy, to cover a few people. So
thank you.
Yeah, I got a few of our guests covered for sure.
So I think I'll buy it next season.
Yeah, you need to. We play. This is shameful because we both have full-time jobs with families, but I guarantee you we play. David plays at least from 8 o'clock to at least 1 every day, right at night. So you put at least 5 hours in. I put at least 3 to 4 hours in. About 3
every day.
That's a lot.
Yeah, every day at least. So. And then when we're on vacation, it gets real crazy because
weekends is like 8 to 5 a.m.
Yeah, we easily put in 8 to 10 hours every Friday and Saturday night, so it's way too much for us.
I play during the day a lot, especially on weekends, because if I don't have any sports or I don't have much homework, if I do it during the week, then during the weekend I can play 5 hours, 6 hours, depends.
Yeah, stay with the school. I mean, we're already past that point. That's why we're wasting so much time of our life. So, as you guys, you obviously haven't. Have you played any of the PvE real quick? Have you played?
I have not played any of the PvE.
All right. Well, it's going to be free later this year, as I'm sure you know. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see what you think about it. Then you have to come back and tell us your opinion on the PvE. Any big plans that you can tell us about regarding the Reddit? Anything you can share? I know that Dr. G said a couple weeks ago they were talking about maybe doing some reconfigurations, revamping some things. Any of that coming closer to the works?
Probably releasing tomorrow. A tentative. We're kind of lazy sometimes. But we're gonna start having daily discussion threads.
Okay.
I like
So
that.
every single day we're gonna have like this big index, stickied index thread, and within that index we're gonna have multiple threads that'll link to like. So for Monday, I forget where it is. I'll actually find it, but so we have like Meme Monday, Team Up Tuesday, Welcome Wednesday, Think It Up Thursday, Free Talk Friday, Strategy Saturday, and Show Off Sunday. I think those are the ones we're gonna do.
I like that. I like that.
And then we'll have a daily vent thread too. That'll be linked in the index. And yeah, so it'll be good to promote more discussion among the subreddit and kind of unify a lot of the posts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah,
that'll be awesome. That sounds like it's gonna be really good, man. So make sure you guys are checking that out.
It sounds like it'll make me want to post. Here's what happens when I get on Reddit. It's like I'm gonna go on and post something, or I'm gonna go on and comment on some stuff, and I start reading some stuff, and I just start laughing so much that I just like, oh, I have a good laugh, and next thing I know, I'm like turning off Reddit, and I'm like, I didn't post anything, I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yep. So this will be a good
sound like things to get people, involved and coming back.
Yep. So yeah, that's something that we're trying to do, and we just need to finalize everything.
So it sounds like you're doing your job on the posting side, and Dr. Ju needs to get his butt together and do something on the revamping art side of it. I'm kidding.
I mean,
That's exactly what he said.
This thing was brought up by one of our new mods.
Right.
She wanted to. It was her idea. So
awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to her. What's her name?
Clutchy Ball.
There you go. Clutchy. Thanks so much. Sounds like you're doing a great job over there, keeping these fools in line, keeping them moving forward. So, well, hey man, thanks so much for sharing that with us. That's awesome. And guys, make sure you're checking that out at reddit.com/Fortnite BR, which I'm sure I'll throw out here a couple more times. Let's go ahead and talk about our most recent update in patch 2.2.0. All right, so here we are. We had the new patch 2.2.0 and tons of stuff coming out of this. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous because everybody's pumped that the new map is coming out. All the new POIs are going to be there, and they drop a couple other things on us, including the battle pass we'll talk about a little bit, and they have some of the weapon changes, some of the gameplay changes, item shop, some of the UI changes. But I just want to highlight a few things here. If you guys haven't read all the patch notes, if you don't know what all is new, go to Fortnite.com, click on the news, and go check out the most recent update there they have. But, David, one of your favorite things happened finally, and that was they removed the scope AR from the supply drops.
Thank God.
I mean, how do you...
That's literally all I ever got.
Yeah.
Every single time. It was so bad, I would ask you, Kyle, and other people to open up my balloons. I'd be like, hey, come open this thing, because every time I open it, it's a purple scoped AR, and I don't want it.
That is true. It happened to you quite a bit. But now that the AR is there when you pick it up, it does have a new scope as well. And since it's not in the supply drop box, maybe you don't hate it as much. You can pick it up. I mean, have you experienced that new scope at all?
It's better. It's definitely better. I feel like it's more consistent to land shots. So overall, I think it's a good change for that gun. I do pick it up more often than I did before. Typically, when I can't seem to get any range, that's what I go with.
Yeah.
So,
what about you, Tim? Are you a fan of the scoped AR by any means?
Not really. My aim's pretty bad, so, and that gun is hit scan and it requires aim, so no bloom for that one, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I like the sniper though. I like sniping more than the AR.
Right.
I usually just use a normal AR shock. I like shotgunning people, so rushing.
Of course
up
you
and
do.
building
Who
and
doesn't like to
shotgunning.
shotgun people in this game?
And then I like sniping.
All right.
So my aim with the AR is pretty bad, but it's improving.
Hey, I think that's the difficulty of going from console to PC, especially on first-person shooters. We had the snowball launcher obviously been replaced by the grenade launcher. I don't remember it feeling as good as it does. I don't know if they tweaked it a little bit, Nolxero. I don't know what they did, but to me it feels a little better.
I think people learned how to shoot grenade launchers because of the snowball launcher.
I think that's a good point. Yeah, I think that's a really good point, actually.
It obviously acts differently, but the snowball launcher really, I think, really helped people learn how the mechanics of the grenade launcher worked.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's a really good point. Tim, did you happen to see that meme on Reddit, since you were over there quite a bit, of, or I guess it was a little GIF of CD in the third where he shot somebody on the grenade?
I don't think I did.
Oh, man, you got to look that up. Me and Nolxero saw it. It's hilarious, dude. He shoots. So obviously they've been rocket riding everywhere, right? And this is like CD in the third. That's like one of his things he always does. Everybody's playing with.
Yeah.
He shot somebody and made them ride on a grenade. And
that's pretty funny.
It was hilarious. The guy literally, like, because the grenade drops, the guy's like riding it. It looks like a roller coaster. He like rides it and he hits the building underneath him. Still riding the grenade. It jumps back up and it like looks like just a roller coaster up and down. It's absolutely hilarious.
I'll have to.
This
look
is
into
where
that.
I'm actually happy about friendly fire being off, is so you can pull things like this off.
Yeah, and speak of friendly fire, it is off. So that's one of the gameplay changes. And Tim, you said you play a lot with your friends. Have you found? Do you like that it's off now?
It hasn't really affected me. We're just starting to get into rocket riding, so or more like we're planning on learning it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we know that struggle.
it'll probably be good.
Yeah.
So we don't keep blowing ourselves up.
Oh.
But yeah, it looks fun. It's helped a couple times. Like we just rush a room and one of my friends will shoot grenades or stuff into the house, and we won't die, and the other people will. So I don't really have an opinion for or against for that.
Yeah, we actually, I've been going through the same thing, trying to learn how to rocket ride. So I've hurt myself a few times, and David's had to pick me up and like jump again. But like I'm finally starting to catch it, and where you have to shoot it at, and the distance you need to be far away, like how far away you need to be. When you need to shoot it when your buddy jumps in front of you. It definitely is a learning curve. But I am glad that they turned it off for that reason as well, what you said, but also because I think, like, for instance, the other day, David was down, and I know, hey, I'm shooting rockets. I can still shoot a rocket, or I could throw a nade, or I can spray and pray a little bit right there and not worry about if I'm going to hit him. Because a lot of times I'll find out, like, David's up in front of me, rushing somebody while I'm covering, while I'm putting pressure on them, and, that'll happen. And then you also have people that still don't remember that it's off, and you're yelling at them on your team, Kyle, to shoot a rocket when David's down because he's about to get killed.
Yeah.
So
True.
I like that it's off. I'm interested to see what Epic says about it. Like, is this going to be a permanent change? Because obviously they said that they will be evaluating this, and they want our feedback. They want to know what the community wants. I think most people enjoy it and they like it right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens to it. They fixed a bunch of bugs, obviously some exploits. One big thing that I really like that I wanted to talk about as we jump into the POIs, and as I said, there's a lot of other information there, guys. So if you want to check it out, go check out the full patch notes. But one of the big things, David, was we have all the new POIs, but we got all the biomes. So
yeah.
I landed at Mossy Mire yesterday on a solo by myself, just to see what it was like. And dude, it looks more like a swamp. Like the swamp is more swampy and the mountains are more mountainy, just like they said they were going to be. And
yeah, I mean they definitely hit the right notes on the map. The whole map just feels so much different. It really does.
It feels more polished.
Right. Exactly. It definitely feels more polished. I'm really impressed at like just how good this update is for the map, especially because I mean I expect it to be good. Let's be honest. I figured oh it's gonna be good,
Right.
but dude, it's great. I mean the whole map it's a new game. It's playing a whole new game. It feels like it really is incredible.
The first,
You were talking about the trees the other day,
yeah,
right? And like some of the big tall trees will like kind of sway in the wind, and um, it gives some really nice shadows in those areas that are covered by those
right,
trees.
right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, there's just so much ambiance and everything to the game now that I don't recall being there before.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said,
It
overall,
just adds to like the different trees and the hills and the way they did the different grass and the dirt and all that. It just adds these different feels. And
yeah, I think you said it best the other night. The first night we played was like before it felt like like just a map in a game,
right,
but now this feels like a place. It feels like somewhere.
right,
Like it has light. It has its own like life to it.
yeah,
So
yeah. It really took me back the first couple games I played because I was just like, man, like what happened? Like I'm relearning this map. Houses are gone that were used to being there. Like that broken house by Loot Lake that was over on the dam side. It's not there anymore.
Mhm.
I'm literally gone, but they moved that little RV park a little closer to it, you know what I mean? And to Loot Lake. And so going over that area the first time I remember like, what the heck just happened? Like, where did my map go? But like
Right.
as we learn it and as we get more used to it, obviously it becomes that same familiar space that you already knew. But then the experience and the feeling that it gives you with all of these different areas, number one, where you're at on the map just by looking around, right? Even if you don't know the map that well, you can kind of learn, hey, this is that side of the map. This is this part of the map. I can go here. But there's so many more places, obviously, to drop that we didn't even know about that were coming out in the POI. And so many, unnamed POI areas as well.
right.
And Tim, have you dropped at a lot of these new places? Have you got a chance to drop at, besides the infamous Tilted Towers, have you dropped at any of these unnamed areas?
I've dropped near Greasy, and Flush. There's like some factories
Yeah.
and stuff south of Shifty Shafts.
Yeah. It's kind of like the ones right
and
outside of
then-
retail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Snobby Shores that a couple friends like to go to, so we might go there on occasion.
Yeah.
And then my friends that just started the game, they really like the llama at Junk Junction.
Okay.
Yeah, so they like going there for some reason, and I mean we will go there. They like the prison and Junk Junction,
Wow.
which are opposite corners of the map,
Right.
but because they just got the game and they've never played a shooter in their life.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
it's a crazy one to come into, especially if you're going to drop somewhere in the middle of the map that's more contested. So it's definitely a good idea to drop out. I think, kind of a word of advice that you can share with them that we share with a lot of people is don't be afraid, though, to jump into the contested areas because that's where you'll learn the most.
Exactly. Like that's where I like fighting, so if we're trying to win, it depends on who I'm playing with because I have like 3 groups of people I play with.
Right.
And so the brand new people will go to like the prison or Junk Junction. Then there are two groups of people that like try hard. So we'll land at cities and wipe the city, and that's where like one of my friends, multiple of my friends are like Grandmaster Overwatch players.
Right.
So their aim is like super good, and they just had to learn how to like the strategy behind it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even though my aim's bad, I kind of like being the calm brain of the squad. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we play. So yeah.
Yeah, I think jumping into this game for the first time can be a little overwhelming, especially when like build. What do you mean build? I'm trying to shoot somebody, and so I think, like I said, sometimes I think it's really good to drop on the outside if you're trying to, learn, hey, how am I going to tear down the walls? How am I going to get my feet a little wet at first? But as you start to grasp those moments and those little, techniques that are in the game, I think it's really good to start dropping at high profile areas just so you can learn how to loot and shoot real quick, especially for people that have never played a shooter. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, definitely.
Speak of tilted towers, Nolxero, we played, I don't know, 50 games plus this past weekend, and we landed at tilted towers 90% of the time. I mean, how do you feel about this area? Is it what you expected it to be?
It's very volatile. I've landed there, and 50 might be an exaggeration, obviously, but I've landed there so many times over the weekend. I've been there one time where nobody showed up. So, Tilted Towers is like where 50% of the people seem to go right now.
Yeah.
That's why I call it Team Deathmatch, because it's literally Team Deathmatch for the first part of the game, and then you get out of the Tilted Towers if you're lucky, and then maybe you can go explore the rest of the map and maybe win a game.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm enjoying it, though.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's really, it's so big. Dude, Tilted Towers could almost be its own map. If they made it a little bit bigger, they could almost have like a map where everybody drops onto this like massive metropolis and goes at it.
Yeah.
It's almost enough to do that. Because like 50, it feels like 50 people drop there now.
Yeah, I mean, I got multiple times you and multiple times myself. We both got walked out there with 10 plus kills.
Yep.
Right after we were already having, and like, so obviously,
and that's after like it initially erupted and a bunch of people were in there,
right,
and a bunch of people died immediately.
Yeah,
and we still walk out of there with 10 plus kills.
I really enjoy it because it gets you in the combat, gets you going in there. There's a lot of loot to be had, right? A lot of loot. And
tons.
For me, I feel like if you make it out of that, your chances of winning that round are so much higher, right? Then
you're set up,
if you dropped one place before. I mean, we dropped multiple times. All four of us walk out of there as a squad, completely looted up, and we got 15 plus kills as a team.
Tons of ammo.
I'm not having the ammo problem right now, by any means, but. I mean, do you think it's going to continue like this? Do you think people are going to keep coming? Do you think it's just going to be one of those areas on the map like Dusty Depot where people are going to just keep always keep going there?
I hope people diversify a little bit. I mean, I hope it's not just a thing where it's like Tilted Tower is the place to be now, and if you're not going there, like, there's no fun to be had for you, because I don't think that was the intention of putting that place on the map.
Right.
But it feels that way right now. Like, whenever we land at other places, I feel very little contention at other places. So I don't know. I really don't think people will go there forever. People will get tired of it, especially people that aren't maybe as experienced in the game. They're gonna get tired of going in there and dying in 5 seconds, right, and restarting and dying again, and not a lot of fun to be had if you're just dying a bunch.
One of the best memes I've seen, and they had this one with Dusty Depot, and somebody made it for Tilted Towers as well, is like, it says at the top of the meme, it says, my lady likes men that take chances, and it's got a picture of somebody diving down to the Tilted Towers.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but I really enjoy it. I think I like the approach it has, right, with the mountains all the way around it. I think if you stay there too long, and we found this out multiple times, if you stay there too long, it can become a detrimental place to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially if Circle's moving there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you kind of want to not necessarily get out quick, but here's the problem with people that stay for too long. This is what happens, and it's not really a problem, but like it's a problem for you. Is there's so many areas that people can be that there's no possible way to be like, oh well, I've got this, this, and this covered, so there's nobody coming behind us. I know that. You can't feel safe in Tilted
You
Towers.
said that multiple times this past week. Like, you just can never feel safe about being there.
Yeah, it's never a safe place to be. I don't care if there's nobody there. You don't know that there's nobody there because there's 100 million places they could be. You just don't know.
Tim, what have your experiences been like at dropping at Tilted Towers?
So I always just go there when I'm waiting for people. I'll just play solo and drop there and die.
Deathmatch.
But I mean, I need to get better aim, so it helps. But my squad doesn't. We go there sometimes, and we've wiped it like 1 or 2 times, and then won the game after that.
Right.
But we kind of sometimes it's a good idea to land a little like right outside of it, and then go in there after it like the initial fighting has died down, because you could get really screwed over if you don't like find a solid gun at the beginning of Tilted Towers.
Right.
Just
By
because so many
solid gun,
people.
you mean shotgun, right?
Yeah. So it's a lot of RNG, which is nice sometimes, but other times it's better if you like land right outside of it at like shifty shafts or something.
Yeah. And then approach
or
it.
like, yeah, and then kill like the 1 or 2 squads that go there, and then clean up Tilted Towers and steal all the loot, and then you're kind of set.
Well, one thing I will tell you about that I've experienced there is people get a shotgun, and dude, they get freaking crazy. Like, as soon as they have a shotgun, it's like a wild animal that tasted blood, bro. Like, they are going after you, jumping out of windows, looking for people to shoot when they have a shotgun. And I say this, and if people's kids are listening, cover their ears for a second. But I expressed it yesterday. I said, when people get a shotgun in Tilted Towers, they get a boner, bro, for kills. Like, hardcore. They get a hard on just looking to kill somebody because they get a freaking shotgun. It is insane to me. The crap I have seen, people jump out of windows and follow you forever just to kill you when they get a shotgun.
Yep.
I mean,
and at the beginning of the game too, people don't have shields, so you can just get one shot
oh yeah,
with the shotgun.
oh yeah, even a tactical, not just a pump, even a tactical. You can get put down.
Green tack.
So
You're dead.
yeah, bye.
So, I guess I have a question for y'all. Is out of all the new POIs, and Troy, I know you haven't really landed at all of them like multiple times. You've seen them all, and we've played them all. But what is y'all's favorite? Like, what is y'all's favorite new destination?
Snobby Shores.
Yeah, I think that's actually mine too.
You can get really screwed over with the circle, but not too many people go there, and there's quite a bit of loot. There's like 3 houses, and then like that little green house or like the green top place at the very southwest side. So I like Snobby Shores, and the other ones, I don't know. Haunted Hills is absolutely horrible.
I've dropped there. I've dropped there maybe 5 times, and every time I've had a pretty good experience, which is kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I've went there.
We've been doing it in duos, and so like, dude, I'm telling you, we went there the very first time we went there. I hit 4 chests in a matter of seconds on the map.
Interesting, because I don't know. We were deciding between like 3 different places on the west side or the northwest side, and then I messed up my landing and landed at Haunted Hills. And one of my friends who was in the Discord call, he wasn't in the game, but he was just like, "Oh, you landed at Haunted Hills. There's nothing there." And then I went through the whole thing, and there was 0 chests, and I was like, "Wow, fantastic! I'm just gonna go somewhere else now."
Huh.
But so I had no gun, and it was an awful experience.
I dropped on a solo there today, and I got 4 chests like immediately. No one else was there, so I don't know if like we're just getting lucky in the chest spawns are just happening for us when we land there.
I might not know where the chests are too, so
I hope if that's the case, if we're just getting lucky, which possibly could be the possibility, because I've heard a couple people say they don't really like that place. I would really like to, hopefully they'll up the the table there so that it will spawn more chests more frequently.
So what's your least favorite, Troy?
I
know y'all both said
Snobby Shores, and I would say Shifty Shafts. I like Shifty Shafts because I feel like there's a little bit of contention there always at the beginning. There's, if we drop in squads, there's one other team that's going to drop there, right? At one or two, maybe at max. And then we can go, there's a couple POIs that are just right around there. Like that one south that we went to a little bit, like if you were going towards like Flush Factory. I really like that area a lot. We've always loved that corner of the map with Greasy.
Right.
So maybe I'm a little biased, but those two are probably like places I really like to go. I do like going Tilted Towers because I do like the rush that it gives you, and that's one reason I play this game is for the rush. But my least favorite place probably to land, and we've only done it a couple times, is like the motel area. Like,
yeah, the
I thought
motel is definitely my least favorite. I'm not going to go to motel I don't see a reason. Like, if I'm running by that area for whatever reason, maybe circle, or maybe I land at the llama area or something, maybe I'd check it out real quick. But we landed there, I think, once or twice, and both times there's just nothing there. And it felt like there wouldn't be anything there. So I'm definitely with you on that.
Yeah.
I like, I think the most fun is Tilted because it's just crazy fun.
Yeah.
You get in, you get out. But I think the Shifty Shafts is actually one of my favorites because I like to go there. I like to throw down that contention, and I like to go home to Greasy.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. And I like the underground cave a little bit, right? Like it's just a cool feeling. There's some really cool hidden chests.
I like how
there.
it's like laid out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like playability there that you can make some crazy plays with dropping down multiple levels, getting behind people that don't expect you to be somewhere. There's just a lot of outplay potential, a lot of crazy play potential there.
Right. Well, obviously a ton of stuff happening, guys, in this update. Tons of POIs. Let us know what your favorite new POI is. Tweet us at Fortnite Podcast or send us an email, fortnitepodcast@gmail.com. But let us know, what do you guys like? What do you dislike? What are you enjoying a lot? One of the other big things that I just wanted to touch on real quick before we move on was the Battle Pass bonuses that they dropped. If you get a Battle Pass in Season 2, which we're in Season 2 right now, so everybody's clear, you get a 5-tier head start in Season 3 if you have the Battle Pass for Season 2. We talked about, and you can go back and listen to last week's episode with Beanhead. We talked a lot about the Battle Pass, a lot about what it costs, what it's going to cost, all that good stuff. But if you do have it, if you want to get it, you do get all your rewards. I will say this. You do get all your rewards for however far you would have progressed if you would have bought it at the very beginning of the season. So on the free version, if you're at 35, you will get up to level 35 with the current one you have. I don't know if it will go beyond that, Nolxero, because that's all the free one I think went to. Okay.
No, it does.
So you'll get whatever
where
you
you're
get.
at.
Yeah.
It shows you where you're at, and they do that really, I think, to say, hey, if you didn't want to buy it back then, well, maybe you do now because you've hit that tier you were looking for. Maybe there's a certain skin or something like the
right, or you couldn't afford it, and we're going to reward you for continuing playing our game, and you can buy it now.
Yeah.
So that's there. You can buy 10 Battle Pass tiers for the price of 6 with a special bundle in the store on sale limited time. I would say this: there's 30 days, 29 days left in it. As you hear this podcast, maybe 28. If you have more than 28 levels to go and you really want to get the Black Knight and the rest of the stuff that's there, this is a great deal. But if you look at it and you're like, hey, I can do my challenges and I have 20 levels left and I can do my challenges for the next 20 days, I would say hold off. I mean, that's my personal advice from me to you guys. That's what I'm doing. I held off on it. It's a great deal. It really is. But for like people like Beanhead, who's going on holiday for the next 2 weeks and he couldn't get it, now he has an opportunity to get the Black Knight at a cheaper price, essentially. So I think it's really cool that they're offering an option for people that weren't able to hit it, or maybe the calculation of their hours was not the same as Epic's. And then we have the winter event wrap up. So all that's been done. The trees are gone, guys. Voice chat now is available in the pre-lobby. So make sure if you're playing with people, and from what I hear, if you're playing crossplay on PS4 and PC, you can now speak in the chat. So we'll see what happens with that. I haven't had the opportunity to
yell, make annoying noises, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be mature. Come on now.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and jump over to this week's tip of the week.
You ask, do we have tips? Of course. And do we have tricks? Oh, yes, we do. So listen up.
All right, so here it is, guys. MonsterDFace back with another tip from his series, Win More Gunfights. This is his first video in that series. Go check it out on YouTube, MonsterDFace. And he's going to be doing some special stuff with us coming up, actually. We've been in contact with him, and he's a great guy. He's really awesome. He's going to be bringing us some original content here to the Fortnite Community Podcast. But we got another tip from the Win More Gunfights, and it's how to use ammo more wisely.
The pistol is a great weapon. The tech is a great weapon. The SMGs are all great weapons for breaking down forts. It's light ammo, it's expendable ammo, it's stuff that you're probably going to get rid of eventually anyways, but think of your pistol as your wall breaker. Don't use your normal AR ammo when you can just use your pistol ammo and conserve yourself that very, very rare medium ammo. It's hard to come across medium ammo unless you're killing a crap ton of players or if you get lucky with enough ammo crates. So using light ammo to break down forts is a very good idea.
All right, so Nolxero, as we said, and thank you so much, MonsterDFace, for that. As we said, Nolxero, ammo's a little right now because we keep dropping at Tilted Towers. We haven't had so much of this problem, and maybe most of you guys aren't either with the newest update. But there was a lot of good points in there that I wanted to bring out. And one is, like, as we get into mid and late game, we drop our pistols or we drop something else to pick up an extra shield or something like that, right? Maybe we're trying to hold shields and shieldies, right? Right. Which are the mini shields for everybody out there. We call them shieldies. You can give that props to Nolxero. But, it's something to think about now. It's like, okay, well, maybe I'm running short or, maybe I only got 100 or 120 AR bullets in here and there's, 20 people left, whatever. What am I going to do, right? And so this is a good option to have your small ammo available to take down these barriers. And it's a really good idea because you don't have to be the most accurate at far distance, right? And there's more. It seems like there's plentiful amount of small ammo on the map at all times.
Yeah, well, you're also not using it for anything most of the time, so you definitely have plenty of it.
Right. I mean, Tim, does this tip ever come up to you? I mean, have you ever thought about this, like using just your pistol as your barrier breakdown, and then using your AR as obviously to take the kills?
I like using the silenced SMG a lot to break down like trees.
Yeah.
Because you're suppressed, so you don't like hear anything. Mm-hmm. And since I usually drop in cities, I'm usually fine on ammo because like I rush every single kill I can. I don't really like if I see someone, we're going after them. So ammo isn't usually too big of an issue. Because like I don't really sit in my base and shoot down theirs. I kind of just take, especially with PC, being able to like build a lot faster.
Right.
You just run straight at them, build stairs, build floors, and just rush them. So it's not too big of an issue in squads and duos. In solos, I do like keeping the silenced SMG though.
Yeah. Because
they're all kind of turtle up.
Yeah.
And sit in my base.
Yeah,
So,
I thought it was a really good point that he made there. Hopefully, guys, this tip will help you out, and you can get some use out of it. And if you have another tip for us, let us know. If you have something you'd like to ask us, or you'd like us to ask MonsterDFace about a tip maybe that he's given on his YouTube, let us know. We'll be sure to pass that on and hopefully get him to answer them here for you guys. Let's go on to our last section of the podcast this week, and this is actually a section we've been using for a while called the Reddit Top of the Week, but we got a new soundbite for it. We're going to go over just a couple quick topics of the Reddit, a couple more than we normally do because we have Tim here with us. chilling from the Reddit. So let's go ahead and jump into this week's Reddit topic of the week.
I'm gonna tell the world.
Fortnite Reddit is the place to be for videos and memes and epic to see.
Look at my
Fortnite
post.
Reddit is the place to be for videos and memes and epic to see.
Want all the show epic?
Fortnite and Fortnite beyond.
All right, so there's a soundbite for you, Tim, just for you guys over there at the Reddit.
I like it.
So the first one that we have here is from, let's see, it's from OK Gru, and it is, could you give us console players the ability to turn the sensitivity when we are entering in building mode? And this is something I want to throw out there real quick. Obviously for Tim, he's playing on PC, so he's not having this problem. And as he just mentioned, building on PC is a little quicker and easier than it is on console. David, how would you feel about this, that if we had an ability to actually change sensitivity just for building?
I don't prefer that. I mean, what, to make it higher?
Yeah, to be able to build quicker.
I don't think your sensitivity is really. I mean, I guess if you're playing on a low sensitivity and you want to up your building sensitivity, I play on a high sensitivity, so it's very quick for me. I can 360 walls really fast. But I guess if you're playing on low sensitivity, that'd be great for you.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. He says this would bump up our building speed a lot and give us the option to maintain our preferred gunfight sensitivity. So,
I would like to see, instead of on the combat controls, where it's like bumper left, bumper right to switch between pieces, I'd like to see like those all four top parts become a piece themselves, and then have somewhere on the controller be a placement, right? So that way we could build more like PC.
So like when you hit circle, all of a sudden
triggers and bumpers become wall, floor,
I gotcha.
Ramp.
Yeah, no, I
roof.
I get that.
And then
Yeah.
That way you just coordinate, hit this button, hit that button, place. You get a lot closer to PC that way,
Yeah.
and being able to build like you're on PC.
Yeah. Well, guys, let us know. What do you think? If you're a console player, do you need the sensitivity turned up? Or hey, maybe like Nolxero's idea, where when we enter in building mode, you actually have different buttons that are commands for the different building pieces. So let us know which one of those you like. We have another one here from Limor Build, and it says an idea for post-game screen. And Tim, he shows us a post-game screen here that is first place, second place, and third place. Do you think this is something that we need, that you would like? Would you like to see, who's hitting first, second, third place?
I agree with the top comment on that post where people just leave. So I don't think it'd really do much. Because when I die, I just leave unless my teammates are still alive. Then I'll watch them.
Right.
But once we die, we kind of just leave, get into the next game. So I don't think it'll really do much.
Right.
But some people in the comments did say that they stay and watch. So I don't know. I don't think it'll really do much, but
So one thing that I think probably will do more, that's gotten a lot more comments on Reddit, is the one from Lobby. It was like the top comment actually today when we were jumping on, and it was suggesting for squad kill counters, adding squad kill counters next to your squad members' names on the health bars. If anybody has seen this picture on the Reddit, and I'll link all these obviously in our show notes, but you can go there and right by next to their health bar, it has the little, kill symbol and how many kills they have. What about this one, Tim? You think this would be a helpful one or a nice ad to have?
I think this one combined with the show teammates loot post that was posted 5 days ago, I think those two combined would be super good. Because this one's helpful, although right now I just press escape and it brings up like the pause menu and it shows the kills at the top.
Right.
If I want to know, but I think if they add the teammates loot, because like your little inventory bar, if they put that under each person's name, then I don't have to ask like how much ammo do you have or like stuff. I could just kind of know exactly how much.
Or hey, there's
have.
a scar over here. Well, everybody's already got a scar. Maybe you didn't know that.
Yeah. And then
I ask David all the time, do you have a sniper?
And then the one thing I would like is, or two things. One thing is to be able to use your inventory while running and stuff. Because sometimes you want to like run to the next circle or whatever, but then you want to rearrange your inventory
While you're running, yeah.
And it's really annoying. In PUBG you can do that, but can't in Fortnite. So I think that's
look at him dropping
thing.
out. Well, PUBG, you can do this. Well, those are definitely some good suggestions. I would love not having to be able to ask my teammates, like, what do they have? Or, hey, do I need to tell you that this is over here, or vice versa? So, obviously, always great suggestions coming from the Reddit guys. So if you want to get involved, you want to be part of the community over there, make sure you go into reddit.com/r/FortniteBR. And also, if you're a PvE fan, Save the World fan, you can go just to r/Fortnite as well. Tim, thanks so much for being here with us today, man. We really, really appreciate it. You stopping by and coming in, even though Jay Shreds couldn't make it. We're glad that you could, and you could be here with us and hang out and talk some Fortnite, man. If somebody wanted to get involved in the Reddit, how would they do that? What do they need to do?
In terms of mod or just being part of the
Just
community?
kind of like, what's the steps? So they're like, hey, man, this modding thing sounds cool. I didn't know I could be a 18-year-old guy or I could be a 30-year-old guy and do this, right? Or girl.
Mm-hmm.
So what's kind of the steps? I know Ju told us when he was on, hey, just kind of come get involved, kind of start posting, that kind of thing. Maybe they're already on there and they're already posting. How do they show their interest in doing the modding thing?
To be a mod, we had a ton of apps, like 150, and we were looking for previous leadership experience and their time commitment. We want them to be active on their computer, or mainly computer, most of the day.
Right.
So they can always reply to mod discussions and stay active on top of the queue. It's easier to spend 5 minutes every 30 minutes to clean the queue than go home and spend an hour.
Right.
So yeah, that's mainly. But if you're active in the community, it's definitely a plus. Then you'll start to build a name for yourself, and it'll be helpful, because we also need like level-headed, calm people we don't need people that are too flamboyant and
getting crazy
they
with the comments. Yeah. Throwing down the shame and hate to everybody. Yeah, for sure. So,
yeah.
Well, man, thanks once again for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. As always, guys, thank you so much for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Shoot us a review on iTunes. Leave us a comment on Podbean. You can always send your complaints and your emails to fortnitepodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you like and what you dislike about the show. You can follow us on Twitter at Fortnite Podcast. Follow me on Twitter at TwoLoudTX. Nolxero at NOLX0. Tim, if they want to follow you anywhere, do you have a Twitter? What would be the best way for people to get in contact with you?
My Twitter's TinyTimothy22. You can message me on Reddit. I get a ton of PMs, but I look through all of them.
Awesome.
Discord, I don't know.
Cool.
If you want.
Yeah, hit up
TinyTimothy22,
TinyTimothy22, guys, if you want to talk some more, maybe some questions about Reddit, maybe some how things work on the back end. If you do, make sure you hit him up. And as always, guys, make sure you're checking out the Reddits. I know we promote it here every week, but it is a great spot to be a voice in the community. If you love this game, if you love like Nolxero, if you want your input to be heard, the Fortnite Reddit pages are a great place to do that. The devs are very active on there, and so make sure you're checking those out and subscribing to them as well. So as always, guys, and until next time, dance out those kills and boast in those victory royales.